Hi Capricorn, this is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. I am here today to do your January 2020 general reading. We are almost there, guys. I will say that, listen, the pressure is building, okay? Definitely feeling the pressure and getting up into that point of 2020, right? Like, I'm recording this. What's today's date? I don't even know. It's December 27th, so we still have a few days left. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's definitely one of those things where we're feeling the final push of the year, and they're definitely preparing us for 2020 in general. So but yeah, if you're new to my channel, welcome. So glad to have you here. If you're my Vibe Tribe, you know I love you something serious. They did have me pull out a couple different decks, and I'm just gonna wing it. They do what they want, and I listen. And usually the messages resonate. Actually, they mostly always do, but they are general readings, so please take what applies, what resonates for you. Please do not force it. If it doesn't make sense, then the message is not for you this month. Hey Michelle, hey Debbie. Thank you, honey. I was just talking to Kara too, and listen, if you would have seen me just even 15 minutes ago, I was literally about to lose my mind because it's just so much chaotic energy right now. I've been holding myself very well this last month, going through all these transitions, but something with the energy today. Again, we're recording this on December 27th. So, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know if y'all are feeling it too, but it's like the smallest things, and it's like consistent distractions, all these things just needing my attention, and all I want is just to take a moment for myself, right? So I'm glad I could bring myself down enough to do these because I wanted to get a head start. So we're gonna see what Spirit has in store for Capricorn for the month of January 2020. So enough of my ramblings. Let's get into it, guys. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you today. Where do we want to start? Okay. So we're going to start off with the Messenger Oracle. And just, and I'm just feeling a lot of pressure around the heart space right now. So, especially with us starting off with Capricorn, I don't know if that's, just the energy of today, or if that's, kind of what's going to be going on in the month of January for Capricorn. Because I do end up, like, my abilities have heightened so much here. Like, my body and my soul are already prepping for the messages that need to come out. So I start feeling things way before I even tap into it consciously. So we'll see how that, kind of plays out in the grand scheme of things. So Spirit, what does Capricorn need to know about January 2020? What is going on for them? What do they need to know? What's the most important messages that are coming across that is going to be for their highest good only, please? What's to come out? See yourself in nature. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense with what I'm feeling. Hey, Danny, it's really important that you ground yourself, Capricorn. Okay, like, be out in nature, or, just see yourself being a tree. Like, I see yourself being a tree. Root yourself, ground, so that you can become that clear channel, reach for the stars, but also reach to your center is what I'm hearing. It's very important that, whatever comes up for you, it's so important that you do this when you feel yourself getting heightened, okay? So quite a few fell out on the floor. Let's see what we got. Observe in silence. So again, do not fear the unknown, embrace the feminine, and nourish the soul. So there might be some things that, especially when it comes to relationships, connections in your life, it might be time, instead of, like, I'm getting kind of that unrequited love and codependency nature where you're giving way more, feeling responsible for other people or to keep the connection alive, these types of things. I think it's really important for you to realize what connections, because I've been seeing a lot of this too, and a lot of my friends have been reaching out where it's like, making sure that the connections you have are actually supporting your growth, encouraging your growth. And if you're spending too much time to keep the relationship alive or to, make sure that this person feels important, or that their needs are met, that you're forgetting about your own, it's kind of time to just sit back, ground yourself, and watch what's happening around you. I feel like a lot of these relationships that you're spending a lot of time, and you're probably already feeling it, Capricorn, where it's like you're already kind of feeling the shift within these relationships and this need to step back. And it's like, if you just watch, if you just observe, like, okay, when a lot of the relationships in my life started falling apart, it was really one of those things where I had to step back and see how much effort they were willing to put in to keep the relationship going, right? And it's not that we don't love these people, or that, we don't want them in our life, but it's also important for us to come to the acceptance. And it's not forever. It doesn't mean that these people won't come back around, but they also have to learn to be independent and also how to show up in your life. But it's one of those things where you can't be the only one to keep the relationship afloat, right? So if you just kind of step back, observe, and see the dynamic from a different standpoint, and just allow yourself to come to the conclusion, and not fear, like, if you have to distance yourself from this person or people, experiences. Hey, Sheila. But it's like, don't go ahead and, put the conclusion that this relationship's over and that this person's no good for me, or whatever the case may be, because I feel like some people just might surprise you, right? But it's also about embracing that feminine side of yourself, loving and nurturing, because you're used to putting that outside of yourself. It's time to start putting that back in. And then you will also know which relationships in your life really deserve that time and that effort, when there's that equal reciprocation, okay? Because it's about nourishing the soul. And again, it's about the people, places, and things that are encouraging you to move forward, that are supporting your growth. And it's time to stop playing around with the energies that are not necessarily supporting that, right? Hey, how are you? So let's see with the romance angels, what do y'all have to say about this? And again, relationships can come in many different forms, guys. I'm not just talking about, romantic relationships. This is relationships with your family, with your friends, with your siblings. It can come in so many different forms. So whatever relationship you kind of feel is starting to dwindle out, it's just asking you to take a step back. It is safe for you to love. So open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. So what they're telling you is that, this isn't being completely guarded towards everyone, but it's about allowing your heart to guide you to the necessary answers when it comes to these relationships. Yes, there are people that want to put that effort into you. Yes, there are people who might need that distance so they don't depend on you so much, to show them what love is, right? So many people, I mean, and I'm seeing it everywhere, where they are literally attaching themselves to people, places, and things, and having so many expectations that they're driving themselves mad. Listen, and you can tell in this tribe, do we really need to put that much effort when we are connected to the souls that we, are meant to be around? It is easy flow. When we want to reach out, we reach out. When we need support, we get the support, and vice versa. It is a natural flow of energy, right? So it's one of those things where, you shouldn't have to constantly be trying or overexerting yourself and still feeling like you're not making any forward progression. Okay. So, if you spend too much time on people, places, or things that you're not feeling even content with, and you're feeling that pressure, you're taking like you're overexerting yourself trying to make this work, then you're taking away from the people, places, and things that are really going to help support you, right? So I hope that makes sense. Is there anything else that you would like to say? And it could even be a job. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there are people who are financially or you are financially supporting you, or only want, what you have to offer in a material sense or monetary sense. Maybe they want, what you like, they're benefiting from you, but you're not really benefiting from the relationship anymore. Okay, so be careful of people that are taking advantage of you in that sense, right? And it could even just be energy, because money's energy, right? So maybe they're depending on your energy, but you need to have heart conversations about this and clear it up. So, because a lot of people aren't aware of their own behaviors and how they're, siphoning from you, whether it be energetic or monetary. And sometimes we need to, a lot of the times we need to set those boundaries and not be scared of what the outcome's going to be, because regardless, you're going to get your answer when you speak from your heart. It hurts me when, this is how I feel. This is what I need. And be honest about how you're feeling about the dynamics of these relationships. And I feel like once you're honest about it, then your relationship with these people are going to go to a higher level of commitment towards each other. And the people who need to fall away are going to fall away. And that's why we need to release attachment and not stay so stuck or clinging to people because we're scared of losing them. Listen, what is meant to be yours is never truly gone, right? You're never going to lose anything that is meant to be in your life. Whether it is like a I can't even speak. Whether it is like finalized or if it is temporary. Okay. So you need to trust your instinct. You need to trust the relationships that are willing to go the extra mile to make sure that you are feeling loved, supported, and encouraged to do what you need in order to respect your boundaries, and vice versa, right? That's the point of healthy relationships. So you need to honestly discuss your feelings with these people. Okay, so let's pull out the tarot and see what is going on. All right, Spirit. And I saw the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. So, you could be weighing your options about people you either have history with, have a past with, or there could be people coming back into your life that are, and again, that Two of Pentacles popped right back out, okay? Yeah, you're definitely weighing your odds and trying to make a decision. Hey, Joyce. weighing your odds about the decisions that you have to make in order to move forward. Okay. And King of Pentacles on the bottom, that's your energy, Capricorn. So especially when it comes to your abundance levels and what you're trying to build for your life, it's very important that you choose wisely who you align with. Okay. Don't waste your time on energies that aren't coming forward or taking the necessary action, because when you are clear about what you want in your life and how you want to move forward, you will make sure that you are aligned with those energies that are going to support that transition, right? You want your relationships to feel passionate and not waste any time on feeling like you've missed out on opportunities because you're too stuck in the past or the history of these relationships. Because again, there are people in your life that aren't necessarily being honest about their intentions with you. And if you step back and observe, what they're actually needing from you or what they're willing to give to you, you'll see that there are certain people that are, setting traps for you. I feel like it's an energetic trap. And again, that Six of Swords, King of Pentacles. Okay, so there are going to be certain things that you need to move away from that are causing a disruptance in your life, whether it is just pulling back your energy, giving their energy back, letting them work through it, because we're all responsible for our own individual journeys. You can't hold everyone's hand. You can hold space, but it's not your job to figure out their triggers or, their needs and their wants and what are they willing to do for themselves and their individual journey. Take it to a higher level of commitment. Listen, you hold the key. Right? If you want people to commit to you, then you need to commit to yourself first. And that's by setting healthy boundaries. That's by being open and honest about what you're feeling and being able to make hard decisions even when it fucking hurts. Right? Making these decisions are not easy. They are, but they're not, because of the emotional attachment or energetic attachments that we have. And listen, you're going to realize that people that don't necessarily serve your highest good, and it might feel like once you see the true intentions behind some of these people, which it's not everybody you're having these feelings towards, but you might realize that some of these people really do not have the best interest for you. And it might even feel like they're stabbing you in the back or betraying you in some way, but it's also opening your eyes to the truth of the situation and how you have been misled in certain areas. Okay, is there anything else? Yeah, listen, you're having a huge wake-up call. Okay, there are certain rebirths that are going to happen, and it's like it's going to come in very unexpected. You might get some information or a certain experience might happen out of the blue that just like completely wipes the slate clean, but it's going to be up to you to stand in your own power and make sure that you're making the best decisions for you, okay? Because, and again, speak up about the unhealthy things that are happening within these dynamics, because if you feel bound to a certain situation or person where it is truly toxic, whether it be codependent, whether it be unhealthy coping mechanisms or behaviors and patterns that you don't necessarily want to align with anymore. Once you communicate how you're feeling about these certain situations, that's when you're going to move past the illusions of the relationship and be able to make wiser decisions on what is actually benefiting you and your progression. Okay. So, yeah. And listen, It might be a lot. Okay. There might be some arguments. There might be some blow ups. You might feel like you have to defend yourself and your boundaries to these people. But ultimately, you're going to realize what relationships need to come to an end. But the good thing with the death card here is that, what wants what needs to end will open up new doors for new beginnings. And that's a beautiful thing, because it is a transformation. It is a transition into a lighter and more healthy, balanced relationship. Okay. So, all right. So they want to give you an overall outcome and advice. So let's pull advice first. What advice do you have for Capricorn when it comes to these certain situations or relationships that are going to be transitioning? We are all connected. Okay. So 49. We are dependent upon others for life. If we destroy the very things upon which we depend, we too shall perish. We are all connected. We are all one. Do harm to the natural world, and you do harm to yourself. You are more than just a part of the human race. You are a child of Gaia. You are a brother, a sister to all life and all living things. Love them as you love yourself. Sustain them as you sustain yourself. And it just shows that a lot of these relationships, need that nourishment. And it's like, what is truly yours will never be gone, right? So whether it has to, take a break or need to be distanced from altogether, you need to love, and that goes both ways, right? You need that love and nourishment on both sides in order for the relationship to be a healthy dynamic, right? But no matter what, you're still connected. You're loved, you and your brothers and sisters. And this is where another thing, do not throw judgment. Do not throw, like, oh, you're not good enough or whatever the case may be. Just means that you're not on the same vibrational path as these people that are filtering out of your life. They have served their contract with you. Now, other people that you need to distance yourself from and take a break from, it's just to kind of realign that energy so that you can come back to that meeting point of being able to move forward together. But if you destroy the very things on which we depend, right? And we are all social creatures. We need people in our life, but we also need to take that time for ourselves and not be so dependent that we are literally depending on other people to give us a purpose, right? Like it's unhealthy to be so dependent on other things or other people to give us that validation of why we're here in the first place. The whole point of this journey is to be able to depend on self and God so much that we can share that energy with others, but we also can't let people take advantage of that either. So, all right. So what is the final outcome? I swear my dog sounds like he's dying. Sounding like Darth Vader over here. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to be illuminated to the things that are being held on to that need to transition. Okay. It's being resistant to change, but you're going to have that illumination of what is feeling that push and pull, that tug of war, so to speak. And, once you realize these things that you're holding on to that are necessary for that transition, you're going to have more opportunities to see the truth and bring more happier times into your life. And it is going to take strength. It is going to take due diligence and honesty with self to understand what am I lacking within self that is reflecting into the lack of my relationships. Okay. So just be honest with yourself and go with the flow, guys. Okay. So I hope these messages resonate with you. And if you need any help or need a personal reading, please email me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. And I wish you all the best of luck. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. And I will see you all in the new year. All right. Bye.